Welcome back to Foresight Bureau. In my previous video I said that this episode would provide examples of how AI and automation will replace white and blue-collar workers. However, it was clear that the topic really deserved to be split into two separate videos. So let's get started. Imagine waking up one morning to find that your job has been taken over by an artificial intelligence system. Sound far-fetched? Well, brace yourselves because this scenario is rapidly becoming a reality for millions of workers worldwide. The rise of advanced AI is poised to disrupt industries and professions once thought to be immune to automation.
What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income, I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better.
Okay.
The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless?
As humans, we struggle to intuit exponential growth, which makes us vulnerable to underestimating how quickly the world is in the process of changing. Imagine you're sitting at the very top of a towering stadium, watching a single drop of water dripping onto the field below. With each passing minute, the number of drops doubles. 1 drop, then 2, then 4, then 8, and so on. At first, the increase seems gradual, almost imperceptible. But in a mere 48 hours, that gentle drip would have filled the entire stadium, potentially drowning anyone caught unaware. This analogy perfectly encapsulates the nature of exponential growth and how it can start slowly and then suddenly accelerate at a pace that's difficult to comprehend. For the longest time, progress appears slow and manageable. But in the blink of an eye, the world around us can transform beyond recognition, catching us off guard if we're not vigilant. Before ChatGPT was released, it was predicted that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, would take 80 years to develop. This chart shows how woefully inaccurate human forecasters are at predicting the future. Elon Musk believes that AGI could become a reality next year, but most other thought leaders, including Jensen Huang, Nvidia CEO, predict it will take around 5 years. However, rumors started to circulate late last year that OpenAI had already secretly developed AGI dubbed Q-Star behind closed doors, but the rumor was repeatedly refuted by OpenAI. However, the company's reinstated CEO Sam Altman later appeared to acknowledge its existence. This unsubstantiated tweet seems to confirm that OpenAI does indeed have much better tech internally that is so advanced that some within the organization have become scared of the implications. For this reason, they have allegedly decided to speak to government before releasing more advanced versions of ChatGPT to the public. Some have speculated that Q-Star might be some kind of energy-based model that has enabled ChatGPT to become far better at learning and performing structured reasoning. But as previously stated, there is no actual hard evidence to support that it even exists. The point is that AI can only get smarter, and it will become capable of reasoning, solving problems, planning, learning from experience, and integrating all those skills towards achieving complex goals. Unlike narrow AI, also known as weak AI, which is designed and trained to perform specific tasks, AGI will be able to generalize its intelligence across an unlimited range of domains without being explicitly programmed in advance. The next evolution of AI is artificial superintelligence, also referred to as ASI. When it arrives, it will be vastly superior to humans in almost every way. And it won't end there. ASI will continue to get exponentially smarter and more capable through recursive self-improvement. This process, often discussed in the context of an intelligence explosion, could result in an entity that would be impossible to control. The potential emergence of artificial superintelligence therefore raises profound questions about ethics, governance, safety, and the future relationship between humans and machines. Daniel Kokotajlo, a member of the Futures and Governance team at OpenAI, said probably whoever controls AGI will be able to use it to get to ASI shortly thereafter, maybe in another year, give or take. Whoever controls ASI will then be able to build and wield technology that would seem like magic to us, just as modern tech would seem like magic to medievals, giving them godlike powers over whoever doesn't control ASI. This topic is complex and highly emotive, but thankfully not of immediate concern, so beyond the scope of this episode. The good news is by watching this video, you have joined a select group of individuals who recognize the impending tidal wave of change and are open to taking proactive steps to secure your future. The harsh reality is that society at large is clueless and remains woefully unprepared for the AI job apocalypse. So, let's now consider which white-collar jobs are most likely to be affected. A recent IMF study discovered that 60% of jobs in advanced economies could potentially be substituted by AI. This shift is driven not just by its superior capabilities, but also by its cost-effectiveness compared to human labor. So it will affect many different job categories. These graphs illustrate the potential for automation across various industries due to the impact of generative AI. For a time, more complex jobs will continue to be performed by humans with the assistance of AI that will act as a co-pilot. This is commonly referred to as job augmentation. However, even augmented jobs will eventually be done entirely by AI. We saw this happen with chess, where computer-assisted humans were able to outsmart AI opponents. But it didn't take long for Garry Kasparov, the world's finest chess player, to get beaten by IBM's Deep Blue supercomputer in 1997. These charts are from a report commissioned by the International Monetary Fund. The first chart shows how AI has already taken over many tasks. The second shows how wages are forecast to plummet in line with reductions in the cost of automation. To demonstrate how AI is already starting to transform the workplace, here are some examples across several different sectors. First, let's look at healthcare. In this example, an AI-powered healthcare agent developed by Hippocratic AI and NVIDIA was able to significantly outperform nurses at a cost of only $9 per hour. Another example is a study that showed ChatGPT is better at annotating medical record notes faster and better than doctors. This begs the question: how long before AI surpasses human doctors in diagnosing and treating complex medical conditions? If you thought the creative industries were immune, think again. The recent unveiling of Sora by OpenAI sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The video footage you are watching is entirely AI-generated. When Sora is released to the public, it will enable anyone to create hyper-realistic short-form movies at almost zero cost. How long before AI will make film studios and post-production companies obsolete? After witnessing what Sora is capable of, industry mogul Tyler Perry immediately halted an $800 million studio expansion. However, it might be too soon to write off Hollywood just yet. Don't forget that it has been 2 decades since YouTube empowered anyone to become a content creator, yet traditional media giants continue to thrive. According to recent reports, OpenAI is actively engaging with media executives and talent agencies in an effort to reframe Sora as an enabler, not a threat. But the movie industry may suffer the same fate as blockbuster video if they can't adapt. The same can be said for the music industry. A group of 200 musicians signed an open letter calling on the tech industry to not undermine human creativity with AI music generation tools. Well, the truth is that's like horses calling for car manufacturers to not undermine horsepower with steam and internal combustion engines. According to this patent application by OpenAI, when ChatGPT 6 becomes available in a year or 2, it will enable anyone to compose, produce, and master tracks without the need for skilled musicians or expensive studio equipment, thereby democratizing the way music is created. However, a company called Suno is way ahead of the game with the 3rd version of their text-to-music generator, which from all accounts is very impressive. Having used it myself, there's no doubt in my mind that it will negatively affect anyone who works for a record label or makes a living from composing, producing, or performing music, as those skills will become devalued and eventually commoditized. Even the architects of our digital world aren't safe. Advanced AI models like Devin use AI to code as well as take control of the user interface to autonomously operate software, thereby potentially rendering developers obsolete. The good news is that it will enable anyone to develop software without needing to know how to code, but many highly paid workers in the tech industry will lose their jobs and become surplus to requirements. Education, a cornerstone of human civilization, is also facing disruption. With class sizes ballooning in many parts of the world, AI-powered tutors like Alpha are stepping in to provide personalized, adaptive learning experiences tailored to each student's unique needs. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all classroom approaches, as AI ushers in a new era of customized education, raising concerns and debates within the teaching profession and academia. In the world of finance, AI agents like the finance wizard GPT and Claude Investor are poised to render traditional financial advisors obsolete. These advanced systems can process huge amounts of market data, analyze trends, and generate personalized investment recommendations with unparalleled speed and accuracy. With the ability to adapt to changing market conditions in real time, AI-driven financial advice promises to democratize and revolutionize the way we manage our investments. The same can be said for the legal profession. Attorneys and law firms will find that what they can get away with charging will come under increasing pressure from specialized legal advice GPTs and other advanced AI systems. That's because AI can now analyze legal databases, precedents, and statutes with unparalleled speed and accuracy, providing comprehensive legal advice and insights in a fraction of the time for the price of a modest monthly subscription. Furthermore, AI-generated legal documents can be produced with ease by anyone with remarkable precision, eliminating the need to pay the exorbitant fees that law firms are forced to charge as they need to pay for lavish offices, admin staff, costly teams of legal professionals, and many other associated overheads. Unfortunately for them, AI systems will continue to evolve and become even more sophisticated, so they will eventually outperform even the most seasoned attorneys. So it is possible that law firms will become as relevant as high-street travel agents are today. They may not disappear entirely, but there's no doubt they are a dying breed. Even entrepreneurs aren't safe. Although there are currently no AI solutions that can set up and operate a fully autonomous organization, that won't be the case for long. Mustafa Suleiman, the co-founder of DeepMind, Google's AI division, said that AI will be able to create and run its own business within the next 5 years that can fully autonomously establish and run an entire business end-to-end without any human involvement. As we've seen, the AI job apocalypse is no longer a distant hypothetical. It's a reality unfolding before our very eyes. From healthcare to entertainment, software development to education, financial and legal advice, and even company formation and operation, no white-collar industry is immune to the disruptive force of artificial intelligence. What on earth will everyone do when they've been made redundant? Perhaps we'll all live happily in the metaverse, surviving on universal basic income. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that is not a future I'm willing to accept. I'm sure you feel the same way. Well, fear not. In the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity. In subsequent episodes, we'll explore how you can not only survive but thrive in this brave new world by owning a stake in the machine economy. In the next video, we'll explore how blue-collar jobs are being taken by robots and industrial autonomous machines. Trust me, you'll be shocked at how quickly things are moving forward. Only recently, humanoid bipeds could barely stand. Today, they are capable of carrying out complex tasks unassisted, handling delicate items, and even doing backflips. So, what do you think? Have you lost your job as a result of automation, or do you know anyone who has? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified the moment new videos like this one become available to watch. Disclaimer: this content is intended for entertainment purposes only. We do not guarantee the accuracy or completeness of the information provided. We are not responsible for any losses or damages that may arise. Nothing should be interpreted as investment or financial advice.